Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 20 properties right on the nose, which is good. Inventory is starting to loosen up, which is good news for buyers. For sellers, a lot of times we're saying to people, hey, we told you to come out a couple weeks ago because the competition could be one of the biggest factors working against you in getting a really good sale price. So anyway, let's get started with today's list, and there's only a couple I'm going to talk about today. 438 Oak Street, which is also 436. It's kind of weird how it's registered. It almost has two addresses. It's on a 72 by 62 foot lot. It is a bachelor, a one bedroom, and a two bedroom, separate metered. This is the fourth time it's been listed since 2007. If it was that good of an investment, why is it being sold so often? That's the thing that's kind of interesting to me. I don't see anything in the zoning that alarms me. It's right by the Milton Mall, just in from Ontario. Investors use a concept called cap rate to compare investments. Okay, so if you had a property that had a 10% cap rate versus a 5%, 10% is usually the one that you want to pursue first, or at least start to examine. So what they've done in the listing is they've said that you have $29,000 in net income. Okay, so after you pay your property taxes and your water, they said the gross income is $33,000, but then you have some expenses as a landlord. Many people underestimate this in order to inflate the net amount. So they underestimate what investors call vacancy and credit loss. A lot of times people don't even put that in the calculation, but smart investors know that 1 in maybe 20 months, about 5 or 6% of the gross income is going to be reinvested because you're not going to have a tenant or the tenant's not going to pay. That's an acceptable practice to put in. Now, you're also looking at potential rents there too. So are they asking fair market value rent? Because if they're not, and you could come in and get a higher rent, then you could be in a position where your NOI is higher, which, if you look at the formula here, when your NOI is higher, it means your value is going to be higher. So anyway, so the calculation on this one, they get $29,000 in NOI stated. Don't accept that as gospel. Divided by 549, which is the asking price. So that's 5.3%, which is actually a really good cap rate right now. But the point I wanted to drive across to you is, number one, there's something going on with this property that it's been selling so much. And the second thing is the value of a property, in this case, can be rationalized or justified by the money it produces every month. And so that's an interesting concept in real estate, completely different than how we look at residential homes, which is like, can I fit my couch in it, and is it a good place to raise kids and all those other things? So this is strictly a monetary thing. It's a business that you're buying that spits out a golden egg of essentially a net golden egg of $29,000 a year, if that's accurate. Now, 855 Ferguson, it's a Newgate model. It's just over 2,400 square feet. They put this out at $660, and then it was funny to see because $660, first of all, was way too low for the property. They raised it, boom, right up to $700,000, and I still think $700 might be a little light on this one. It's a good school district. You're right in the Hawthorne Village Guardian Angels catchment. But if you look inside, if it shows as well as it looks in the pictures, I think they've got a chance. But that just shows you, and I've seen where people have sold on their own, representing themselves as a listing agent, and they are completely overwhelmed, especially if people come in like a feeding frenzy because they missed the price on the low side. So what you always hope for is the most net money in your pocket. Sometimes that means having a real estate professional to handle the whole thing. I've had situations where I've represented a seller 2 weeks or a month after another person has sold on their own, and even after my fees are paid, we're getting paid $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 more in their pocket. The sellers are making that much more, even with the expensive real estate fees. So it matters to have somebody really captaining the ship that knows what they're doing. I like this one on Savaline. I mean, you're going to see there's a lot of homes now that are 2,400, 2,600 square feet, asking in the eights. This one's 2,900 square feet. It doesn't have the modern dark floors. Sometimes photography can make the floors look oranger than they actually are, but it's a great layout. It's called the Sutton Hills model by Mattamy. And just the kitchen's nice and open. You've got the separate living and dining downstairs. You've got 4 bedrooms plus a nice sized loft upstairs. California shutters here. Everything looks really clean, and this is clutter free. This is how you get a home ready. It's, there's not too much stuff going on here. I think they've done a nice job. And the elevation too on the outside, the stone and stucco is very popular too. So it's Savaline's a bit of a busier street, but one of the highest sales ever in Milton was on Savaline. So it doesn't appear like people care that much. I like the price on this one. So last one of the day is 641 Wettlaufer, 989. So they put 3,000 plus square feet. I feel like that might be underselling this home because it's actually 3,300 plus square feet, and 300 square feet makes a big difference when people are talking about value. So I believe it's 3,328, but it's an Aristo Livingston. I think the floor plans are still online. I've talked in the past about how the front appearance of this home to me is one of the nicest looking homes that I've seen in the new area. Really like the way it looks. Inside, it's done really well. Dark hardwood floors. It looks like it has that hand scraped look. The lights have been replaced. The kitchen looks like it's had some nice work done. There's an eat-in area. In a perfect world, you may want to take some of this stuff out and turn it back into an eat-in area. But you've got this nice high ceiling here, the staircase. They've done a good job with that, especially the iron pickets. They've got the light that comes down. So they've really created a warm space here. Sometimes it's a bit cold when you see this 18-foot ceiling and you've still got the crappy $10 builder light fixture up on the top. So powder room's down on this level here. Even the drapes on the windows, they've done a nice job. Sorry, that's not the powder room. This is the second level. And then you go up to the third level here. Looks like there's exercise and desk and office and everything else. And then you've got the third level, which is the loft, right? So this is a good space. I call that the finished basement above grade. It also gives you an extra bathroom. There's your cellar right there too. Very nice. Yeah, it's a nice sized property. Great views off the back. Probably have pretty good sized windows on the basement if the deck is that much higher than the ground. I think they got the juice to get the money here. $989 I think is very possible. We've seen other homes in the area backing out of green space this size that have done this kind of price. But 3,000 square feet versus 3,300 could make someone's decision. It could make or break it. It's still a very nice house. So there we go. That's the list for today. If you have any questions, reach out to us, give us a call, and we are always here to help. Have a great day. And the Milton Buyer class, I believe, is April 21st. MiltonBuyerClass.com if you want to come and learn some cool stuff.